Great. Let's go ahead and call this meeting of the City Council to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll so that we may establish a quorum.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Ashby,
I'm here.
Councilmember Laloe,
Here.
Councilmember Harris,
Here.
Councilmember Valenzuela,
Here.
Councilmember Vang,
Present.
Councilmember Guerra and Jennings, and Mayor Steinberg will be absent today. Vice Mayor Chenier,
I'm here.
you have a quorum.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Harris. Why don't you lead us in the pledge? Please stand.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Salute and pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under all, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, we have a relatively short agenda today and then a 3 o'clock closed session meeting. Let's go ahead with our special presentation recognizing National Animal Shelter Appreciation Week. Who is doing this one?
I believe this was the mayor's office, but I'm happy to pinch hit if he's not online.
Okay, why don't you go ahead?
Okay, well, I don't have it in front of me, so this will be fun, and I hope my colleagues will chime in here. But wanted to take a moment, and I see Philip came on the string to recognize our amazing animal care team. This has really been an unprecedented year, and the amount of community engagement you've leveraged to make sure these animals are taken care of, the way you've pivoted into new models, using social media, getting things done, the responsiveness that I have found with your team is something that I just really, really appreciate. And as a proud mom of 2 rescue dogs who are currently staying at daycare back in Sacramento, I just want to say that I know how much love and care and amazing work that you do. It just takes every day to help care for these animals and make sure that they're taken care of and the community has what they need. So I'm really honored to have worked with the mayor's office on bringing this resolution for National Shelter Appreciation Week, and know my colleagues will join me in thanking Philip and giving him a moment to speak about what his team has been up to for all the work you've done, not just this week, but every week to make sure the animals are taken care of. Thanks, Philip.
Okay, great. Philip, any words for us?
Yes, just thank you, Valenzuela, and working with the mayor's office to make this happen. It's, this is an important week for a lot of shelters. We've had our world turned upside down with the pandemic. We've seen communities come together and really engage with our shelters and expanding the reach that we've been able to do with our communities, not only for people, for animals, but people as well. And the team here at Front Street has done an outstanding job. Even amid a pandemic, we were able to increase services and go out into our community and provide services to them. We were not able to do that even prior to the pandemic. And I think it's also important to note that we're a small staff and quite often short staff, but we work really, really hard to make sure that we can best serve the community members of Sacramento and the animals of Sacramento.
Okay, well, your work is much appreciated. I also have a rescue, and it's just an important function that you play within our community. So thank you. Any other comments by council members? Okay, great. Seeing none, let's go ahead to the consent calendar. Are there any comments or questions on the consent calendar? Okay.
Vice Mayor, move consent.
All right, I have a motion.
I second.
And a second. Madam Clerk, please call any public comment on the consent calendar.
I have one hand raised from Daphne.
Okay, Daphne.
Daphne, if you'll unmute.
Yes, I'd like to have item number 1 pulled from the consent calendar and have more discussion, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk.
Thank you for your comments. Vice Mayor, I have no more speakers.
Okay. Daphne, I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. If you want to give me a call later, we can do that. Let's go ahead. I have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you. That was a motion by Councilmember Harris, a second by Laloe. Mayor Pro Tem Ashby,
Yes.
Councilmember Laloe,
Aye.
Councilmember Harris,
Aye.
Councilmember Valenzuela,
Yes.
Councilmember Vang,
Yes.
Councilmembers Guerra and Jennings are absent, as well as Mayor Steinberg. Vice Mayor Chenier.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion passes.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's move to the discussion calendar, item 15, which is the approval of salary for city treasurer and adjustment to the salary schedule. Do we have any presentation on this that we need, or do we go right to a motion by a council member? Okay, I'll look for a motion.
So moved.
I'm sorry, that was Mr. Harris making the motion, Ms. Valenzuela seconding. Any public comment on this, Madam Clerk?
I show no hands raised to make comments on this item.
Okay, let's go ahead. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mayor Pro Tem Ashby,
Yes.
Councilmember Laloe,
Aye.
Councilmember Harris,
Aye.
Councilmember Valenzuela,
Yes.
Councilmember Vang,
Yes.
Councilmember Guerra and Jennings are absent, as well as Mayor Steinberg. So Vice Mayor Chenier.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion passes.
Okay, great. Let's go ahead. We have 3 information items. Do we have any public comment on any of those?
I have no hands raised to make public comment on the informational items.
Okay, let's move on to council comments and ideas.
Yeah, Chair, I see Katie beat me to it by raising her hand.
Okay, we have Councilmember Valenzuela, Councilmember Vang, Councilmember Harris at this point.
Thank you, and I hope my internet holds out. I'm on my hotspot in Orlando, Florida, actually today. I just wanted to recognize the Sacramento Regional Transit team. I know we've said it before, a lot of us sit on the board with RT, but I was really happy to be able to join Chair Miller to represent the board here as we received the American Public Transportation Association's Outstanding Public Transportation System Achievement Award. And I just have to tell you, being here at a national conference and watching how many people are walking up to Henry Lee and the SAC RT team, like nationally, the reputation of our transit agency is just so amazing. And I've already learned so much, have so many ideas for better or for worse for the RT team to try out when we get back. But a big part of that was the city of Sacramento's commitment to doing free ridership for students. And that's something that a lot of folks have come up and said, how did you do that? So I just wanted to make sure you, Vice Mayor, heard that, but also my other colleagues as well. A lot of recognition and kudos to RT, and I'm really just proud to be able to be here for the board and supporting the staff as they receive this really great honor. So thanks for the time.
Thanks. I appreciate you saying that. I also went to help receive an award a few years ago, and regional transit has come so far in a relatively short period of time. And it's certainly the general manager, Henry Lee, but all of the staff there deserve kudos. They work very, very hard. They're innovative. They will try new things. And they're really, I think, setting the stage for the future of transportation in this community. So thank you, Council Member. Appreciate that. Council Member Vang.
Thanks, Vice Mayor. I just have 2 comments and wanted to just bring to attention. Is Howard on by chance? Just wanted to...
I'm not sure if Howard's on. Chris Conlon is on representing.
Okay, great. So I just have 2 items. First, the Sacramento Disability Advisory Commission sent a letter last week regarding concerns and challenges experienced by folks in Sacramento with disability and accessing our public virtual meetings. And in the letter, the commission laid out some recommendations. And I wanted just to make the ask if we have responded to the letter and if the recommendations from this committee have been implemented in the letter, or are they still in progress?
So I'm not aware of that letter personally, council member, but I will trace it and try and figure out if we responded to it or not. And I will get back to you and the council on that.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate it. I know that given that we've been in virtual setting for over a year, I just want to ensure that city staff is working directly with our Disability Advisory Commission members on ensuring that we're meeting the needs of all community members. So thank you so much. If you could, follow up on that item in particular, I would really appreciate it.
And Councilmember, Councilmember
Go ahead.
Vang, if I may, it's Mindy Cuppy, the city clerk. The Sacramento Disability Advisories Commission voted to approve that letter this week, and so staff has only received that letter this week. It is about public meeting accessibility and probably will be underneath the office of the city clerk.
Okay, thank you, Mindy. I think an update would be great too. I didn't know if staff have responded to that letter yet and just wanted to circle back on that.
Yeah, I will follow up with your office and be happy to discuss.
Thank you so much. And the last item is that I know that the city is in the process of hiring a new police chief. I believe this council received a letter from ACLU and also from our LGBT community. And I've also heard just comments, comments in my community, in particular in District 8. First, I want to just say thank you. I don't think Howard's on, but I want to thank him for sending our council office a survey to share with the community. And I just wanted to know, while I do understand that the hiring of the police chief falls within the role of the city manager, it's incredibly important for me that the community be involved in the decision-making process. And I think, submitting that survey was just the first step. I represent District 8, and there's a spectrum of level of trust in our community, especially between community and SAC PD. And I really believe that our engagement with the community is really critical in how we build moving forward, especially with the new hire. I just wanted to make a request, if possible, to be provided with the timeline for the hiring process. I know that the hiring of police chief falls within the city manager, but would like to know the timeline, just really the timeline for the hire in particular, and ways that the community can be involved with the process. I think survey was one way that we did send out. I'm seeing that folks are sending letters to the office, but wanted to know what other mechanism is our city manager utilizing to get feedback from the community. And those are questions and comments, and just wanted to put that on record. I know we're going to be hiring a new police chief and want to make sure that community is truly authentically engaged in that process.
Hey,
Vice
Mayor, this is Angelique. Sorry, my camera is off, but Councilmember Vang, I had this conversation with the city manager just very recently. And I know that his timeline is to have a selection by the end of the year. I know that he is in receipt of the letters that you mentioned, as well as a couple additional. And I know that he has received thousands and thousands of responses on the survey. So his team is going through all of those and including that in background and reviewing those letters and working with some other folks, a panel, and his timeline is the end of the year. So just thought I'd share that with you because I just asked those questions myself yesterday.
And maybe what we can do, Mr. Conlon, is ask Howard at our next meeting just to do a quick report and update on the process that he's using. And if there's any change in the timeline, I think that would be appropriate. Okay.
That absolutely. And what we just heard from Councilmember Ashby is exactly true. And we will get a report back to you at the next meeting. Thank you very much for asking the questions, and thank you for all the concern from the community. We have been hearing from them loud and clear.
Great. Thank you. Councilmember Harris.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. So I have a few announcements and then an AB 1, 2, 3, 4 report and a couple of asks. So we just had our first annual Dia de los Muertos celebration in Northgate. My staffer, Jocelyn Navarro, was fundamental in putting it on. It was a fantastic celebration, well received and well populated with the community. It was really actually a lot of fun. There were dancers, there were many altars, lots of good food, lowriders. It had everything you could hope for in a celebration like this. I'm very proud of my staffer, Jocelyn, for putting that on. Stanford Settlement will be having a vaccination clinic, another one November 11th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that's sponsored by my office and GNNA, Pro Youth and Families, and the Youth and Family Collective. And for more information, you can go to the D3 website. This holiday season, we will continue doing a turkey giveaway. Last year, we gave away, I think, 300 turkeys. This year, we'll be doing the same. Food insecurity continues to be an issue in the Northgate and South Natomas area, Gardenland. And we're very proud to invest about $6,000 into that program, along with Joey's Food Locker, Stanford Settlement, and the greenhouse. And as well, the Stanford Settlement is doing Operation Cratchit, which is an annual Christmas basket giveaway program. This year, we're collecting food, toys, and gifts. If you're so inclined, you can donate those to the Stanford Settlement. So my AB 1234 report is on a recent trip that I took to San Antonio, Texas with Supervisor Rich Desmond to visit the Haven for Hope program to try to understand what they're doing in that city to address homelessness. It's one of the most robust programs in the country, and they have a great deal of success there. So I went not only with Rich Desmond, but with our Department of Community Response Director, Bridget Dean, and Nick Galling from DCR. Also, Erin Johansson from Hope Cooperative, Jenna Abbott from the River District, Amanda Blackwood from the Metro Chamber, and Emily Halcon, a name that you know, who now works for the county. It was a tremendous visit. San Antonio is a beautiful city. They do not have any visible homelessness on their street at all. In this program, they can have a capacity for about 1,200 people per night, 800 in the courtyard, which is a low barrier respite area, and 400 with more intense services in interim housing on the campus. So we learned a lot. We asked a lot of questions of staff. We also met with the city staff of DHS in San Antonio for a question and answer session. Came back with a lot of fresh ideas, which leads me to my first ask, Mr. Assistant City Manager, and I've spoken to Howard about this. I would like to bring back a discussion, put this on the log, please, bring back a discussion by Bridget from DCR about how we can fully implement a coordinated entry program and a fully evolved HMIS system. And the reason I'm asking for this is because that was really the secret to success at Haven for Hope. Right now, our system is fractured, it's underfunded. And I would say that from both the city and the county side, we are in agreement looking at that program that getting coordinated entry is going to be foundational to the successes that we will have in addressing our homeless population. As part of that, I'm going to make an ask for up to $3 million from ARPA funds to be matched in kind by the county, and an ask there from Supervisor Desmond to fund this, because I think it'll be the key to success in our efforts to address homelessness. Right now, what we found in San Antonio was that by putting all their service providers under one roof and by sharing the data in the HMIS system, they achieved an efficiency in meeting the needs of the homeless and housing them much more quickly than we can ever affect. It's a tremendous system, and I hope that we can move in that direction. My second ask is this. The city manager released some FAQs about enforcing while confirming or complying with the needs of the Martin v. Boise decision. It's a pretty robust document. You know, as soon as I came home from San Antonio, of course, I was greeted with homeless camps everywhere and the attendant issues and the impacts of homelessness. Our city is suffering, there's no doubt about it. Also had about 100 emails from constituents who are extremely worried about the crime and, of course, the filth, the needles, the feces, all of the above. So I am asking for a discussion to come back to council to talk about how we are going to manage these camps in light of the fact that since our next homeless point in time count will probably point to close to 10,000 unhoused individuals, how we are going to manage these impacts of homelessness on the street. We simply can't wait until we have a shelter bed for everybody to take care of the problems that I am facing, and I assume all my other council colleagues are facing. It's a tremendous issue. So I'm asking for that discussion to come back, Chris. And additionally, I'd like to make a presentation with some business representatives for what they're facing, in terms of trying to stay alive as business people. I feel that not only do we have to have a much more concentrated and effective approach to dealing with the homeless, but we also have to mitigate the impacts of homelessness. So those are my two asks. Thank you very much, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Laloy.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor. Going back to what Councilmember Harris was just referring to, I know that each district has come with potential safe parking and shelters. I want to know, has there been any calculation of what the annual cost of each site is going to be? And for how many years is the city going to be able to sustain the cost of operations for each site? I don't know, Chris, is that calculation been done already, or is that something we're working on?
Thank you very much. We have a working calculation on what it's going to cost for us to continue doing what we're already doing. You're probably aware that shelters like Meadowview and WX, North 5th Street, they predominantly are funded in 1 or 2 year increments. So we do have a working amount. I know that the city manager's been briefed. I'm sure after he looks through it and we sort through it with budget, that will come back to council. And then as far as the new work, the new places that are opening, a lot of that will be determined by what we get there, right? So whether they do wind up being full up sleeping cabin type locations, or if they're safe parking or others. We do have some notional costs that we've applied to them. We already have a first shot at what the capital costs are going to be. Bridget has done some work to figure out what the operating costs might be. And I know that also is getting briefed here shortly to the city manager. And again, I'm sure that at some point you will be presenting that back to everybody, because it all becomes part of the budget discussion.
Do you think that we can see those numbers, at least the initial capital costs and operating costs, by next week or the following week?
I'll certainly get with the city manager and see. That's probably something we could do, but I'll get with him on that.
That would be great, because simply it'd be great to know what we have ahead of us before we get into a budget discussion.
Yeah, I think we could probably, and I just got a flash from maybe about 2 weeks, we can get that. So, and that's reasonable time, because again, sometimes when it rains, it pours, right? So of late, we've actually gotten a few other prospects. So we're still kind of wading through those things.
And as far as picking the providers, has that been done for, let's say, safe parking, this particular provider, and for like a shelter, it's going to be this? Has that kind of coordination been done already, or is that in the works as well?
The Department of Community Response put out a RFQ, and they had 3 responsive providers. And those folks would probably be the ones that we would be selecting for any early openings of some of these shelter locations. And then we're going through all the due diligence with them to make sure that they are fully up and they're capable. I think we may be putting out another RFQ more specific to respite centers here soon.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Councilmember Vang.
Thanks, Vice Mayor. There's only just one more thing that I actually wanted to mention. Last week, the Center for Disease Control recommended children ages 5 and up to be vaccinated against COVID. Really excited that that was recommended and passed by the panel. And as you know very well, Vice Mayor, how COVID has disproportionately impacted our young babies, not just physical mental health, but really their academic growth as well. And so I just wanted to make a quick announcement. We've been holding massive clinics at Pinnell and had transitioned to neighborhood pop-ups, but wanted to announce that we will be opening the Pinnell Center again next Friday to actually vaccinate our kids on Fridays from 3 to 6 o'clock. And I just also wanted to announce that at Cerna with Sac City Unified School District, they'll be doing vaccination tomorrow at Cerna from 4 to 7. And so just wanted to put that on record and make sure that everyone who's watching, to please spread the word, bring your kids, your siblings, your nieces and nephews, and sign up for an appointment at myturn.ca.gov, or you can just simply walk in. Thank you.
Great. I have a couple of follow-ups real quick. We're also doing a vaccination clinic this Saturday at the Oak Park Community Center. That is for adults, not for kids yet. And then the following week will be, not we, but the county will be at PS7 Elementary School doing it for the youngsters. A couple of follow-ups on homelessness and housing. One is if we could ask the city manager to come back, and this tags into what Jeff was talking about, but as an update on the comprehensive siting plan, I think there's a lot of confusion, both among the population here, but also we need to provide good direction for the city manager and the staff of the city of what's first, second, and third. So if we could add that in and get some direction so that we're being efficient and effective moving forward, that would be great. Also, and I'll have a little bit more on this next week, but I'd love the city manager to come back with a process that we're going to use on the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. I've gotten calls from developers who are interested in doing affordable housing. We've made a few decisions like Mercy and some others about that, but we've never kind of settled on a decision-making process of how we're going to move forward on that. So with the urgency that we have around affordable housing, who does it? What does that look like? What are our priorities as we move forward? That would be great. So with those two things, I'll ask the city manager to come back or put this on the log, and then we get to vote on it. Mr. Harris.
Yeah, Jay, I forgot to mention, in my time on the council, you've had a lot of great ideas, but I think really one of your best was free rides on RT for students. It's come to fruition. I agree with Councilmember Valenzuela. It really propelled RT forward in the national discussion. I've said it before, but I really think it was a great call. So thank you.
I appreciate that. We need to take the next step on public transportation as well. So we'll be talking about that soon, but thank you. All right, seeing no other hands, do we have any public comment on matters not on the agenda, Madam Clerk?
Yes, I do have hands raised for public comments matters not on the agenda, and I also have a board and commission appointment to read into the record to the Parks and Community Enrichment Commission, appointment of Elsa Maria Romo Flores. So it looks like I have 6 hands raised to make public comment. The first one is a phone number, last 4 digits, 4366.
Okay, Mr. Lambert.
Mr. Lambert, it's your turn to present to the council.
Hello, yes, I would like to say, I'd like to send a couple of shouts out to people. First of all, I read an article in the Sacramento Bee today about Chairman Jesus Tarango. I hope that is really going to be a development. His staff and him actually accepted some cheesecakes from us, and I didn't hear any complaints. So we're consistent in that area. Also, I wanted to say that another shout out to the city finance department. I've always had a great relationship with them because we always pay our renewal fees on our business license. I also wanted to say that during Halloween, our mother's pumpkin swirl cheesecakes not only went viral, but there's several staff members, city council members that have endorsed that cheesecake. And I also want to say that a couple of weeks ago, the city manager mentioned that he had sent information to the mayor and city council confirming why we were not funded through the CR. He used an acronym, CR, Community Reinvestment. The only problem is the family, our family who filled out that information, we have not received a copy of that letter. And I would hope that Mr. Laloli received a copy, and maybe his wonderful staff could get us a copy, because it makes no sense to have filled out the paperwork and not receive a copy of that. And I want to end by saying to Mr. Laloli, Del Paso Heights is very proud that you actually responded to what we were talking to you about, and we hope that we look forward to a response from you regarding a vision that is a win-win situation, and it's actually unique to what we're doing. So thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Our next speaker is Alan Ash.
Thank you. My name is Alan Ash. I'm co-chair of the Sacramento area chapter of the ACLU, made up of local volunteer activists. I'm calling to request that the selection and appointment process for the next chief of Sacramento Police Department be transparent and include meaningful community engagement. While a community survey has been presented to community members to submit feedback, that alone doesn't provide sufficient meaningful public participation in the hiring process. In addition to the community survey, the following should be implemented: a bi-weekly publicized town hall meeting to discuss the status of the hiring process, the creation of a panel of citizen advisory community members to sit on the selection committee to help envision and vet the best candidates, public announcement of finalists for the police chief position and the ability for community members to attend the finalist interview to submit or ask questions, a written record of what questions are asked of each candidate so that the public will know if their participation in the community survey was useful and beneficial, and the involvement of the Sacramento Community Police Review Commission must be involved in every step in the hiring process. According to the city charter, a part of the commission's duties is to help with community relations and hiring. Therefore, the commission is adequately situated and skilled to be beneficial and effective to participate in the hiring process. The people of Sacramento deserve a hiring process that is transparent and centers on those communities most harmed by violence, police misconduct, and over-policing. In conclusion, on October 22nd, the ACLU sent a letter on behalf of community members to the city manager and the entire city council outlining 10 specific questions that we urge you to pose to all candidates for the position. I hope the answers to these questions will inform your decision-making and help define SPD's relationship with the public moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker is Marshall Anwine. Marshall Arnwine. Marshall, it's your turn to present to the council.
Good afternoon. My name is Marshall Arnwine. I work for the ACLU in Northern California. I'm calling to request that the appointment process for the next chief of police be transparent and include meaningful community engagement. We too request to know the timeline of the hiring process. Further, while community survey has been presented to the community members for feedback, that alone does not provide sufficient participation. In addition to the survey, we ask for the following. First, a bi-weekly publicized town hall meeting to discuss the status of the hiring process. Second, create a community committee advisory panel to sit on the selection committee to help envision and vet the best candidates. Third, a public announcement of the finalists for the police chief position and the ability for community members to attend the finalist interview to submit or ask questions. Fourth, a written record of what questions are asked of each candidate so that the public will know if their participation in the survey was useful and beneficial. And fifth, the involvement of the Sacramento Police Review Commission must be involved in every step of the process. In conclusion, the ACLU sent a letter on behalf of community members to the city manager and the entire city council outlining 10 specific questions that we urge you to pose to all candidates for the position. Additionally, pages 4 and 5 of that letter specifically discusses that city council members can legally participate in the discussion of the police chief process without coercing the city manager by offering questions to use in the interviews, being able to attend the interview, and ask questions of the candidates. Although the city charter states that the city council cannot directly or indirectly coerce the city manager's decision, it does not, however, exclude council members from legally participating in the process. The charter language must not be used as a preventive barrier for council members to meaningfully engage in the process. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker is Evan.
Hi, my name is Evan Minton. I'm a part of the LGBTQ plus community, and I'm calling in regard to the Sacramento Police Chief hiring process. Sacramento's greater LGBTQ plus community is asking City Manager Chan to consider law enforcement's historic and present-day fraught relations with many of our LGBTQ plus community members. As such, our community has specific needs, values, and qualifications we are looking for in our next police chief. We have sent in a letter last week outlining the questions we believe should be asked of all candidates. We believe their answers will be very informative to Mr. Chan as to the regard the candidates hold the LGBTQ plus community in. While we know that, per the city charter, the mayor and city council members cannot coerce the city manager, and we do not ask that you do. We understand that they can meaningfully engage in this process. I also align myself with the ACLU letter that was submitted on October 22nd. The letter asks for the following steps to ensure real community engagement: a biweekly publicized town hall meeting to discuss the status of the hiring process, the creation of a panel of citizen advisory community members to sit on the selection committee, public announcement of finalists for the police chief position, and the ability for community members to attend the finalists interview to submit or ask questions, a written record of what questions are asked of each candidate so that the public will know if their participation in the community survey was useful and beneficial. The involvement of the Sacramento Community Police Review Commission must be involved in every step of the hiring process. Finally, I requested the timeline and benchmarks of the selection process be made transparent. This is a rare opportunity that we have before us to improve community relations, and I ask that you take full advantage of it. Thank you so much for your involvement so far.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker is Kalima Mutagi.
Hello, my name is Kalima Mutaki. I'm with Sacramento ACT, and I'm calling on behalf of myself and a couple of faith leaders. I'm calling regarding the selection and appointment process for the next chief of the Sacramento Police Department to be transparent and include meaningful community engagement. I acknowledge that the community survey has been presented to community members to submit feedback, but that alone does not provide sufficient meaningful public participation in the hiring process. In addition to the community survey, the following should be implemented. First, there should be a biweekly publicized town hall meeting to discuss the status of the hiring process. Second, there should be a creation of a panel of citizen advisory community members sitting on the selection committee to help envision and vet the best candidates. Further, the finalists for the position should be publicly announced, and community members should be able to attend the finalist interview to submit or ask questions. Moreover, there should be a written record of what questions are asked of each candidate so that the public will know if their participation in the community survey was useful and beneficial. Lastly, the Sacramento Community Police Review Commission must be involved in every step of the hiring process. According to the City Charter, the Review Commission's duties is to advise and make recommendations to the City Council regarding police policy, procedures, and best practices, including those related to community relations, hiring, and training best practices. Thus, the Commission is adequately situated and skilled to be beneficial and effective in participating in the hiring process. The above-mentioned actions would help establish a transparent hiring process. The people of Sacramento deserve a transparent hiring process, and one that centers communities most harmed by violence, police misconduct, and over-policing. Sacramento ACT aligns ourselves with the letter sent by ACLU on behalf of community members to the City Council and entire City Manager, outlining 10 specific questions that we urge you all to pose to the candidates. We hope that the answers to these questions will hopefully inform your decision-making and help define our relationship with SACPD and SACPD's relationship with the public moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. And our final speaker is Andres Ramos.
Yes, good afternoon, Mayor and council members. Andres Ramos, he, him, a resident of Sacramento and a member of the queer community and the Latino community. And I want to associate my comments with the speakers who've spoken before me. Really just want to emphasize the need for an open, transparent, and proactively engaged process with the communities that are going to be most affected by policing and by this decision to hire a new chief for the City of Sacramento Police Department. We know that the queer community often suffers from over-policing or inappropriate interactions from police officers in terms of respecting queer identity, involving use of force. We also know that queer identity is intersectional. And so queer people such as myself are often people of color or share other identities that often can also be targeted by police and the subject of use of force or other inappropriate sort of conduct by police officers. And so it's really important to center the voice of the communities most impacted by policing in this process to make sure that our voices are heard. And so as a queer person, as a Latino, and as someone who wears both of those intersectional identities, I really just want to emphasize and ask that the council give direction to the city manager to ensure that this process is proactive in engaging our community throughout the city, especially those in areas that might not historically engage as much in city processes. So I want to support the ACLU letter. I'd also like to express my support by the letter sent by the Queer Dems and other LGBT organizations, and want to just make sure that we have a good process for the selection of our next police chief for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Vice Mayor, I have no additional speakers.
Okay, I want to thank all the speakers for their comments and input. We'll ask the city manager to come and talk about the process, as we said, at our next meeting.
Hey, Vice Mayor, before you adjourn really quick, I'm sorry, I just got a note that the Sacramento County wanted us to announce today that something that Supervisor Cerna has been working really hard on is starting tonight. And some of you probably know about it, but it's the commission, Sacramento County Commission on the Status of Women and Girls. They will form officially tonight at 6 o'clock. And I just wanted to wish them well on behalf of the city of Sacramento. Great work to Supervisor Cerna. That is important work for women to have a voice in all the things happening at the county level, which I'm sure will include lots of city things. Great organization, and just wanted to wish them well on their inaugural day here. Thanks, Vice Mayor.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. With that, please remember we have a closed session starting at 3 o'clock. We have a lot on the agenda, so if we can get started on time, that would be great. And I believe the mayor will be joining us for that. So with that, we are adjourned.